Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is just an update video really with the continuing saga of Jeremy Newark of Hartsmere Labour Council. For those of you that haven't caught up with the story yet, this is a thumbnail of an earlier video I did on this particular individual. Now, he made some very choice comments about members of the public turning up to United Kingdom rallies and also supporters of Raise the Colours movement. Now, I'm going to introduce you to somebody here. This guy, I don't know if any of you recognise him. He's going to be pretty important to the context of the story that I'm about to tell you. Now, his name is Elliot Stanley. And he's actually considering suing, yes, you heard me right, suing Jeremy Newark for the comments that he made. Now, I want to run through the article with you so you know exactly what's going on. So let's pull this up on the screen and we'll work through it together. I was sent this earlier on by Noel Wilcox, as you know, is spearheading this whole thing. Now, here it is. Let's make this bigger on the screen so everyone can see it. And let's first recap what all the fuss was about.
Thank you for your question, Councillor Rosehill. And I'm sorry, but I'm not playing. I won't be taking lectures on our national flag and extremism from a councillor that has the audacity to speak in almost glowing terms in his question to this council about Operation Raise the Colours. Operation Raise the Colours, an organised and orchestrated attempt by a bunch of criminals, extremists, nonces, to hijack our national flag.
So you can see there exactly what he said, and it's very important. While I'm all for free speech, words have consequences. Words have very serious consequences in some cases. And I get the impression that this guy is about to find out. So let's have a look once again at this article and see exactly what's going on. Now, if we scroll down, a founding member of Operation Raise the Colours said he was used to being called racist, but never a pedo, after a Labour council leader claimed nonces had hijacked the national flag. Elliot Stanley, who is campaigning for the Union flag and St George Cross to be flown in public places, well, in my opinion, in England, it should only be one of them, said he will assess options for a defamation claim against Jeremy Newark of Hartsmere Borough Council. I personally think that many people would have grounds for that, especially those who organised this, because he's defamed all of them. Councillor Newark is facing calls to resign after making the remarks at a meeting in Boreham Wood, Hertfordshire on September the 17th. Mr. Stanley said it's an outrage. All we have been doing essentially is raising the flag over our own society. And the next thing, we're criminals, extremists, and PDF files. I have never heard anything like it. I started the movement in South Birmingham and it's gone national. And we've been doing it for a long time. And I'm used to being called racist, but to be called a PDF file, I don't know where that's come from. And I don't know what type of politician thinks he has the justification to be talking about people in the public sphere in such a way. I will speak to my solicitor on Friday during our meeting. Has this got any legs for a defamation claim? If there is any potential, I'll be pursuing it. I think he needs support. I think people need to get behind this. Critics of the campaign have associated it with far-right activism, with many local authorities removing flags whenever they appear, but the movement has been defended as a display of patriotism. Following Councillor Newark's comments, and there's a lot of anger over them, Hartsmere Borough Council's Conservative group called on him to step down as leader. Now, it's very clear at this stage that the Conservative group didn't start this complaint. This was spearheaded by Noel Wilcox. That is very important to point out. The group has also written to Sajid Beej, Chief Executive of the Council, making a formal and grave complaint regarding the conduct of the council leader. Councillor Newark, whose Labour Liberal coalition has governed Hartsmere since 2023, well, there's the problem, made the remarks in response to Councillor Brett Rosehill's question as to whether he supports the Liberal Democrat-run Hertfordshire County Council's decision to remove flags. Councillor Rosehill, a Tory member, says you've spoken about extremists. Do you accept that by constantly linking our national flag to extremism, as well as many Labour MPs, you run the risk of letting extremists define it instead of reclaiming it for the mainstream? And as you can see, in the video, Councillor Newmark's, I hope he's former Councillor Newmark very soon, remarks, and you can see it all there, the text of it. Councillor Newmark has since issued a statement saying he was sorry. The remarks have been interpreted in the wrong way. They weren't interpreted in the wrong way. You were caught, and now you've got to pay the price. He added, I accept that some of the language I used was wrong, and I'm sorry for that. I also accept that some people have ascribed a broader meaning to my words, and I'm very sorry about that indeed. That was not my intention. It does not reflect my views. My remarks came against the backdrop of false claims by Tommy Robinson that our council is paying to house asylum seekers instead of local residents. I'm proud to be part of a Labour-led council that expresses patriotism by building decent homes, by ensuring no one is left behind, and creating jobs and economic growth so that local people feel pride in their work. I'm sorry that my remarks have been interpreted in the wrong way and reaffirm my pride in our work. Hartsmere Borough Council and Councillor Newmark have been contacted for comment. Now, at the end of the day, what he said was wrong. What he said was very wrong. Everybody's entitled to free speech. That is absolutely correct. But what you have to understand is free speech does come with consequences. You look at the whole misbalance of the whole free speech thing across the spectrum. I covered the video with Katie Hopkins yesterday, making a comment in a thing that she's been running for years. And then you have a Labour councillor stand up in a packed council meeting, actually verbally defaming so many people in a public meeting with public minutes available on camera. What the hell was he thinking? And you're telling me there shouldn't be consequences? Now let's put this up again. He should go for it. I hope his solicitor advises him that there are some legs in this and something needs to happen. Jeremy Newark's position is untenable, in my opinion. And I think his presence continues to rub a horrible, nasty stain on the reputation of Hartsmere Council. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please, everybody, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share me on your social media, let everyone know the latest on this fiasco. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.